The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategically important maritime choke points in the world. It connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. Recently, tensions involving Iran, the United States, and Israel have brought the Strait of Hormuz into global focus. Military strikes, retaliatory threats, and naval tensions in the region have disrupted shipping activity and raised fears of a possible closure of this vital energy corridor. Historical flashpoints and current escalation. Historically, the Strait of Hormuz has been a site of military confrontation. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, attacks on oil tankers, known as the Tanker War, led to significant international naval deployments to secure the shipping lanes. In June 2025, Iran's parliament approved a motion to close the Strait of Hormuz, reacting to US strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. Although the final decision rests with the Supreme National Security Council, this development has triggered alarm globally. Should the Strait of Hormuz be closed by Iran, it could lead to oil prices soaring to levels not seen since the early 2020s, potentially reaching $100 per barrel. The Strait of Hormuz news headlines have been dominated by these developments. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio publicly warned that closing the strait would be economic suicide for Iran and urged China, a major importer of Iranian oil, to dissuade Tehran from such action. Geographical overview. It lies between Iran to the north and Oman, Musandam Peninsula, and the UAE to the south. It connects the Persian Gulf west with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea southeast. The strait is approximately 167 kilometers long. At its narrowest point, it is about 33 kilometers, 21 miles wide. Due to the narrowness, ships use a traffic separation scheme, TSS, with two 3-kilometer wide lanes inbound and outbound, separated by a 3-kilometer buffer zone. Several strategic islands are located within or near the strait, including Hormuz, Keshem, Larak, Hengam, and the disputed Abu Musa and Greater/Lesser Tumbs. Strategic and economic importance. Approximately 20 to 25% of the world's total oil supply and about 20% of global liquefied natural gas (LNG) transit through this strait. It is the primary route for oil and gas exports from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, and Iran. Around 80% of the oil moving through the strait is destined for Asian markets, primarily China, India, Japan, and South Korea. Significance for India. India is highly vulnerable to any disruption in the strait due to its heavy energy dependence. Energy imports. Nearly 40 to 50% of India's crude oil imports and over 50% of its LNG imports, primarily from Qatar, pass through this passage. Economic impact. Disruptions can lead to sharp spikes in global oil prices, widening India's current account deficit, increasing inflation and straining government finances. Security response. To safeguard its vessels, India has previously launched Operation Sankalp, naval patrols, and more recently Operation Urja Suraksha 2026, to ensure safe passage for its tankers. Recent geopolitical context, 2025 to 2026. Conflict escalation. Following military strikes by the US and Israel on Iran in early 2026, tensions have reached a peak. Blockade threats. Iran's parliament approved a proposal to close the strait in retaliation for these strikes. As of late March 2026, reports indicate that shipping traffic has fallen significantly, up to 95%, due to the heightened risk of attacks and informal blockades. Bypass attempts. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE have built pipelines, for example ADCOP, to move oil directly to the Red Sea or Gulf of Oman. But these have limited capacity and cannot fully replace the strait.